Guys, welcome back to the channel. As many of you may know, my name is Jacob Francois. Today I actually want to talk about a camera that I've owned for the last 6, 7, 8 months now, and that is the Leica Q3 43. I purchased this camera not to get all emotional, but I did purchase this camera because around the February-March timeframe, my father got hospitalized and I needed a distraction. There won't be any images of my father being in the hospital. There will be a slideshow in a few seconds, but I just wanted for you guys to understand my thought process on this new camera. Didn't really need another camera, but I just needed something to get me to go do things outside of, worrying about him or consoling my family. I just wanted to go out, distract myself, and the Leica Q3 43 helped me so much. Just know this video is not sponsored by Leica. It isn't sponsored by anyone, but if you're watching and you would like to sponsor the channel, that would be great. If you aren't not a sponsor, if you don't mind liking and subscribing, that would be awesome. It'll help the algorithms to show that I am not that bad at this YouTube thing. So with that being said, I purchased this camera with my own money. Granted, I did sell my Leica M10 monochrome camera. You'll see a video above here somewhere to showcase some of the previous photos I've ever taken with that camera. I decided to move away from the monochrome camera and purchase this Q because I wanted something small and not have to worry about, what lens I want to use that day. I just know that normally, like still to this day, I still own a Leica M35 and a 50. So the 43 is right in that middle, that sweet spot. Granted, both those other lenses are Summilux. This one is a f2. More than enough light coming into the sensor. But with that being said, I hope you enjoy the photos. Now back to my face. I hope you guys enjoyed the photos that you saw. Some of those photographs, I don't think they're really spectacular, but they do seem awesome to me. As I talked about in a previous episode, or different, what am I saying episode? A previous video, sometimes I take a long time to showcase or showcase my work. Right now, even on Instagram, I don't even really post that often. In the past, I'll post maybe once or twice a week, once every month, or almost multiple times in 1 week. But as of right now, I'm not eager to post anything. I don't want to share what I'm creating. I don't know if it's because I'm hoping to create a project or whatever the case would be. I just know I'm not posting at the moment. But I do know, so the Leica Q3 43. It's gone everywhere with me. I've been traveling a little bit, not that much, but I've been traveling enough. And every time I go to travel somewhere, I'm bringing this camera with me. I usually have this as my everyday carry. I usually partner that up with the Lumix S9 so that it captures any videos. If I am out and about, I do like to still capture video, even though it's sometimes hard to switch on and off that hat. So don't get me wrong, when I saw my Leica monochrome for the Leica Q3 43, it was a bit scary, if that's the best way for me to describe it. So I previously owned I played around with the Leica Q and the Leica Q2, and I never really gravitated towards the Q line, of course, because all we know is that the original Q is a 28mm lens, and there's something about that lens that didn't sit right with me. Like I said, right now to this day, I still own a Lux 50 and a 35. So when Leica finally announced the Apple 43, I wanted to test it out. I went to the Leica store in New York, looked at it, viewed it, took a few snapshots. Of course, shooting a camera inside a camera store, you don't really get a sense of what that camera is capable of doing or how it will feel in the hand in long term or how you will travel with it. But I ended up pulling the trigger and I don't regret it at all. There are things that I'm just shocked that this camera is capable of doing. There are a few photos that I've taken in the past couple of months, and with that 60 megapixels, being able to crop so much is so helpful. Maybe I'll showcase that if I were to share my screen. But there's so many times that that extra megapixel just helped me crop so much into into images that, or basically create images that I didn't know that was even there. And I think sometimes when we get wrapped up around the whole, oh, we don't need 60 megapixels, we don't need 100 megapixels. And I understand that. Like I just posted a video about the Blackmagic Pixix 12K. I don't need 12K. This video might be uploaded at 4K, but let's be honest, this is a Lumix S9 that I'm filming with, which shoots 6K open gate that I'm still down sampling or down whatever, grading into a 4K timeline into DaVinci Resolve and uploading it into YouTube. Compression after compression after compression. So while that is true for video and in most applications, being able to have all that resolution to be able to crop in is a godsend. That means I get to travel around with just this camera. Going to go to a concert very soon, to a John Legend concert, I think in November. And of course, as many of you may know, there are strict rules whenever you go to certain venues when it comes to cameras, equipment, etc., etc. They usually allow a fixed lens camera to go in. So I'm hoping that I could get in with the Leica Q3 43. And because I know it's 60 megapixels, at f2, I don't have any doubt that I'll be able to come out with some amazing photos, even though I might not supposed to be taking those photos. One of the other reasons why I ended up buying the Leica Q3 43 is because there are moments where I am getting hired just to take videos. There's a lot of times I would not force myself, but I like taking on new projects. I don't always work, or what you see is not related to paid work all the time. Most of the time, it may not be. But a lot of the times when I'm working with chefs or at restaurants, I'm usually trying to showcase their skills, their energy, their level of, expertise on the screen as much as I can. So usually when I go into, like Amber and Ash for brunch, or if I go to Emmett during a Friday night service, I'm there solely to take video. But with the Leica Q3 43, I'm capable of having a little camera strapped around my chest and snapping photos of whatever catches my eye in that particular moment. And because it's so small, I'm capable of doing that. Could you imagine me holding something like a Lumix S5 II, rigged out with a monitor, a cage, a battery, a V-mount battery, and then having my Leica SL3 on my shoulders also trying to take photos? It's just my wrists will be in pain. So that's why normally whenever I'm out and about on vacation or even doing anything related with chefs, I'm usually always carrying the Leica Q3 43 with me. I'll be lying if I didn't say I do miss the Leica M system. I know there's rumors for a new Leica M EVF. I'm really scared of how much that camera might cost. Granted, I do still have two amazing M lenses, so who knows what happened to the Q3 43. I do miss the M system, and it's not really because of range finding or manual focusing. It's not really any of that. It's really just because at the end of the day, this is a fixed lens camera that cost me a decent amount of money. Granted, now with tariffs, it's even more expensive. So I probably wouldn't have bought it if the tariffs were enacted already, because like it did increase their prices. But there are times that I do miss shooting with the M camera, and usually with the M lenses. So my 50 Lux that I low-key might be selling, if you're in the market, let me know. That lens is so amazing. Granted, I do wish I purchased the latest 35 Lux, because I think I'm more of a 35 shooter. That's the reason why I never really gravitated to the Leica Q to begin with. That 28, it's a bit too wide for me. 35 is my sweet spot. 50 is pushing it most of the time. So I took the chance on the 43, which short and long of it all is that it's working beautifully. I mean, I traveled literally on my honeymoon with this camera. Granted, I did have the Leica SL3 and Leica SL3, but this camera was just in my bag, like all times. It doesn't really weigh me down. Granted, it is a very strong camera and a very heavy camera. It still didn't weigh me down. I just threw in in my bag in the top section, and then in the moment allowed me, I just took a photo. And I think that sometimes, people like to say that the best camera is the one that you always have with you. And of course, I have my iPhone with me at all times. But this Leica is definitely gravitating to something that I'm always having with me. So like the first shot, for instance, that I possibly put in a slideshow of a, I think he might be the owner, but of someone working in a convenience store. That was the first night of me owning that camera. And normally I don't even carry a camera around with me when I'm walking my dog at night. But I decided to, and I've continued to do so ever since that night, because sometimes I go into stores, sometimes I see things, sometimes the sunset is just very beautiful. Granted, I wish I've taken more sunset photos as of late because the sunset has been amazing. With that being said, do you have an everyday carry camera? Do you enjoy that said camera? Are you in the market of a new camera? Let me know in the comments section below what camera you're using for your EDC. I know EDC is such a popular topic. It seems like people talk about the EDC video camera, their wallet, even though obviously you should carry a wallet with you all the time. But anyway, what camera are you using? I would like to open a conversation down below. I try to read my comments all the time. I usually respond to comments all the time. So if you have some interesting setups, I let me know in the comments. I do know there's a few people out there that have the Leica Q3 and the Leica Q3 43 as purely their camera setup. They even stopped shooting actual, I guess, more professional cameras because they knew that 43 is great for portraits, 28 is great for environments. With the 60 megapixels, you could crop in at any moment and get something else out of the image.